this opportunity to share with you a little bit about morning ritual. So before we get started on the morning ritual, I want to remind you that Rythmia is open. We are accepting reservations. It's amazing. I'm so excited. I'm going down to Rythmia on Sunday. I'll be down there for about 6 weeks, and I get to teach for the whole month of March. So I'm super excited about being able to walk the path with people down at Rythmia. I'll be there all through March. We have some great guest speakers coming. Bryant Wood and Frank Iliardi from Modern Nirvana will be there. Ben Decker's going to come. We've got really amazing. I can't remember if I'm missing somebody. Please forgive me, but we've got amazing guest speakers for the month of March. And then I'll be there. So come down. And it's warm and it's safe. That's the other thing. Traveling down, a plane is probably one of the safest places you can be. I did a little bit of research. And once the doors are closed on the plane, you're really safe. The air is 50% fresh brought in, 50% recycled through these HEPA filters, which are HEPA great. And so getting there is safe. And then once you're at Rythmia, we actually test you before you check in. So everybody on property has been tested, and then we do continuous follow-up checks throughout the week. So it's a super safe environment, and people can hug. People can experience Rythmia pre-COVID. So that's a little bit about what's going on at Rythmia. I want to encourage you to come join me for the month of March. We'll be there, and farm-to-table organic food and colonics and massages and metaphysical classes and yoga and meditation and cryo pools and heated pools and saunas and transformation, merging with your soul, returning to a state of wholeness, knowing what resonates with you, healing healing and forgiving the unforgivable, returning to a state of wholeness in yourself, ending your own inner civil war. Oh, that is what I am interested in. Because trust me, we're all on this path. And it's a path of continuous unfoldment. And so there's always more. There's always more to discover. Always a deeper connection with source. Always a wider field of awareness, opening up our aperture and being more accepting of life. So these are the things that happen when we come whole. When we realize our inherent wholeness, that we're never not whole. That's the irony, right? Self-help and everything is, I've got to fix something. And the whole thing to fix is the realization that there's nothing to fix. It's kind of crazy. So Rythmia is a wonderful way to do that in a very condensed amount of time, 1 week, to retreat. You retreat from the world, so that you can move back out into the world. I do at least 4 retreats a year personally, whether it's an organized retreat like going to Rythmia or going to another event, or it's just me taking, this is one of my rituals, me taking 4 days in the silence, in the mountains or in the jungle or in my apartment. We must repressurize ourselves. The external world begins to weigh on us. It's like a submarine going down into the ocean, right? You're down, and the further you're down, the more pressure it gets, more dense. And so frequently, I have to come up, I have to retreat from that deep dive, right? We have to take, Reverend Michael was talking about taking a recess from the process. That's right. And I have to come up or retreat from that density. And when I retreat, I can repressurize myself so that when I go back into the process, I can withstand the external pressure. So come to Rythmia. That's the intention, is retreat from the comings and goings and busyness of life for 1 week so that you can recharge, renew, revive, regenerate, heal, release, be reborn. Okay. Now, today's topic, morning rituals. This came up because I was having a great conversation. On Mondays, we have a Rythmia Facebook Live called Rise Up, Evolutionary Conversations. It's a wonderful interview show. And last week, my guest was Bryant Wood, who will be at Rythmia in March. And I asked Bryant what I'm always interested in what people do in the morning and what their morning practice is. And he said, oh, well, I like to call it a morning ritual. And that got me thinking, right? I really loved it. And then he shared with me his morning ritual, which was wonderful. And it got me thinking, what's the difference between a ritual and a practice? Well, a practice or a routine has a connotation of being kind of rote, right? It's like, I do this, I check that off, I do these things, which is good, right? Nothing wrong with that. When we add the element of ritual to it, we're bringing the sacred into that mundane, right? We're bringing the sacred into the mechanical aspect of what we do. Now, we have to do certain things. I personally am not on the automatic start plan. By that, I mean, I know people that wake up in the morning and are just in love with life. They wake up and they're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to be alive. That's not me. I'm just telling you. Oh my goodness, I forgot to check the chat here. Hey, now I'm seeing everybody's calling in. Hey, everybody. Dorota and my friend, my brother, I believe, is this Israeli? I can't read the hola. Shelly, hey, Colette, Suzanne, Desiree. Oh, wow. Can't wait. Suzanne, everybody, Agnieszka, beautiful Heidi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love you guys. Okay, so I'm not on the automatic start plan. Chase, what's up? I get up in the morning and I typically am resistant, right? I get up and I'm like, I don't want, I just want to stay in bed. I'm so comfortable and warm and cozy, and I have to start myself up, right? It's kind of like an old crank engine, right? I have to start myself up. And I do that with my morning ritual. And it's the same thing. So I want to talk to you about what the purpose of a morning ritual is. The purpose of my morning ritual is to become centered and balanced, to rebalance myself, and to set an intention for the day, right? That's the purpose of my morning ritual, is to balance myself and to get me started for the day, to set my intention for the day. Now, I want to talk to you next about intention. Now, intention is super important in everything we do. And this is the difference, again, between ritual and practice, or ritual and routine. Because ritual brings intentionality to the setting. I want to share with you, I was helping a beautiful shaman. His name is Wachan. He is from Peru, and he's a dear friend of mine, a brother and a teacher and a mentor and a beautiful man. And we were working at a retreat, and he was preparing a process. And the process was, we were preparing 150 of these little things that we made that had sacred elements: cotton, coca leaves, colorful ribbon, some corn husk. Each of these things had something very specific and meaningful. And we had to take the cotton and the leaf and the corn husk and wrap the ribbon around it and tie it. And they were little, and it had to be, had to look nice, had to be nice. So I am thinking, we got 150 of these to do. We got to get this done. Let's go. It's the sort of production mentality. And Wachan stopped me and he said, brother, it's so important that the intention that we use, that he said, look at this one little piece that I had made had the bow wasn't, like, part of it tore off it was a corn husk, right? And the part of the corn husk tore off. And so it was full on one side, not on the other. Good enough. He said, no, each one of these is for somebody. Each one, the intention that we put into it is as important as the process that we're going to do. Every step, we fill it with intention. We fill it with love. It's just like what the shaman do when they're making the medicine at Rythmia. They sing to the medicine while it's cooking. They dance to it. They pray over it. They're imbuing it with their energy. So our morning routine is more about the energy and the intention. That's what makes it more, that's what moves it from routine to ritual. is the energy and the intention that we put into it. Now, intention, I want to talk to you about. So to finish that point, it's important that you just don't check it off. It's not like, all right, morning routine, do this, do this, do this. That's okay. We want to up level it one more time and bring our intention to it, put our life force into it, our prana, our love, our prayers, our intention for a beautiful day, our intention for a deeper realization of oneness with God, our intention to be loving, our intention to experience unlimited joy and abundance, our intention. What is the intention for the day? This is the energetic signature that we send out into the creative medium. So intention setting, like Wachan, like my brother, everything we do has to be done as if it were for the most, like you're preparing it for the Dalai Lama. You're preparing it for the most prized person in your life. You're sacred and you're beloved, you. So we bring this intention. An intention, creating an intention has three parts. So part of my morning ritual is setting an intention for the day. And you set an intention with three things, three ways that you set intention. First, it has to be affirmative. Second, it has to be in the present tense. And third, it has to be based in qualities. Before I go further into this, I want to respond to some folks. Hey, Ali and Emmanuel, my brother from Ghana, and Jack and Chase, hello, and Jennifer's coming. Bringing your ex-husband, now that is spiritually advanced. Jill, I do love my work. And I found, and even though I love my work, it's still challenging. It's still challenging for me. It's just me. Susan coming in July or August, excellent. Jennifer Kirby coming, so excited to meet you in person too. Yay, when are you coming? Lorraine, hello. Yes, thank you. And Paula, beautiful. Thank you, guys. I just wanted to acknowledge everybody. Okay. Intention. When you set an intention, it's got to be affirmative, present tense, and quality based. Affirmative. Let's take that first part. Affirmative instead of positive, right? We're not talking about positive because I could be positive that life sucks. I could be positive that I do not want to get out of bed. I'm positive about that, right? But affirmative, meaning you're affirming something. The second thing is it's in the present tense. That means that it's not in the past. It's not in the future. I'm going to be this. We must feel it now. So in the present tense. And then finally, it's based in qualities. So it's not that I'm going to make $1 million or my intention is to find 50 new followers on Instagram. No, my intention is to experience abundance. My intention is to communicate and connect with people deeply. I want to show you, this is one of the rituals, is my intention. This is a little thing you can get at an art store. This is from my dear friend, Kim Terranova. I went to a workshop with her, and this was one of the things we created. So my intention, this is something I look at daily and work with daily. My intention is to connect deeply with everyone I meet and attract opportunities, offers, kindnesses, and abundance beyond anything I have ever imagined. So do you see that that's affirmative? It's in the present tense. It's not like I will connect deeply. It's my intention is to connect. That's my intention, present tense. And it's quality based, attracting opportunities, offers, kindness, abundance beyond anything I've ever imagined. That's my first intention. I love this intention. This is one of my favorites. Let me get it so you can see it. My intention is to accept unlimited joy and divine partnership. Unlimited joy and divine partnership, right? So I just set an intention. I don't have to worry about how. I don't have to worry about going on apps to meet people. I'm setting my intention, and spirit is going to take care of that. My intention is to accept unlimited joy and divine partnership, or unlimited joy and divine partnership and intimacy. I love that. And then finally, a third intention. My intention is to open to divine wisdom and intuition and allow it to move me as right action with ease and grace. Now this intention, so the first intention was about abundance and like getting, moving in and out of the world. So I'm working with that, but it's not like I want to get people to come to my seminar. No, this is about the qualities of what that would look like. Here, I want to have a divine partner, my beloved, okay? But I don't want to say my intention is to be partnered or my intention is to have a mate, because that is in essence signifying that I'm lacking something. Here, I'm based in the quality of unlimited joy and divine partnership. That's what my intention is. And guess what? Unlimited joy and divine partnership can be in a friendship, in a intimate relationship, in a business relationship. So you see, these are much wider, much broader. And then finally, this was, here I want to cut things out. I want to stop certain habits, compulsive behaviors, things that I don't like about myself, habits that I have that I want to break. I want to invent new habits. So instead of saying, I want to stop doing this, I want to eat better, I want to exercise more, this is saying, my intention is to open to divine wisdom and intuition and allow it to move me as right action with ease and grace, right? So again, intention is affirmative. It's affirming something about life, and it is in the present tense, and it is quality-based, quality, joy, peace, love, harmony, balance, order, excellence, creativity, abundance, power, intelligence, wisdom. We can keep going. So those are the qualities. So the first part of my morning ritual. Thank you all so much. I'm loving these comments. And I see my brother Enoch, number 9, is in the house. Okay. Thank you all. Jill, I'm currently in LA, and I am going to Costa Rica to Rythmia on Sunday. Gabrielle, copy it, baby. Copy. This is absolutely use. And if you guys can direct message me either on Rythmia or on my social, whatever. Direct message me if you want some assistance on creating intentions. Now, okay. Here's the next piece of the morning ritual. I had to make notes. Okay, so what is your intention for establishing a morning ritual? What is your intention? Affirmative, present tense, quality-based. My intention in establishing a morning ritual is to create balance and peace in my life. Balance, peace, and equanimity, right? I want to be equanimity is realizing that things come up and go. I'm balanced and I'm not so affected. I'm not so reactive. But instead of saying my intention is to not be reactive, the quality of not being, what's the quality behind not being reactive? The intention is equanimity, balance, peace, harmony. So I'm taking I don't want to do this. I want to quit doing this. I want to not be this, and turning it into the qualities that represents. If I was not reactive, what would I be? Peaceful, harmonious, balanced, equanimitical. Okay. Now, 5 steps to establishing your morning ritual. These are really simple, and it's a little bit of starting. This is a part of the mundane part, right? This is part of the practice. And then we're going to elevate it to ritual. Brandy, you said you need help with intentions. Direct message me and we can respond. Okay. What is your intention in establishing a ritual? Mine is balance, peace, harmony, and equanimity. Now, the 5 steps to establishing the ritual are to pick a time. Here, I'm going to name them equanimical. Thank you, Daniel. Equanimical. Equanimical. Very good. Pick a time. 5 things, 5 ways to help you start your morning ritual. Pick a time. Try some different rituals out. Select the time that how much time you want to devote to it. And create, be consistent. Keep the practice going. And even when you can't, I'm going to go into each one of these. And then select the, realize that it's going to take some time to establish this. So the first one, pick a time, be committed. Like, I want to do my morning ritual. I'd like to get up every morning at 5 o'clock. Okay. Now, some mornings I don't get up at 5 o'clock. Does that mean my whole day is screwed and I'm not going to do my ritual? No, we must be committed, but not rigid. Life's going to happen. So we've got to be able to keep the consistency going to do this. So the first thing is morning. I want to do it in the morning, and typically first thing when I get up. And I'm going to share with you. What my actual ritual is. So I'm going to do it first thing in the morning when I get up. The next is try some things out. So I'm going to give you some examples of rituals that you can use, and you can look up so many other rituals. There's so many other satna practices. Satna is another way of saying morning ritual. And then the time, right? I'm going to do it for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. Here's another part is that we've got to just select how much time we're going. Equanimous. I don't know, you guys. We're going to have to find that word. I keep looking at the chat over here. Okay. So the next piece is do it for a period of time, usually 21 to 30 to 40 days. 40 days is a holy number. It's 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, or 40 years in the desert, 40 days and 40 nights it rained for Noah. 40 is a big number in spiritual terms. So 40 would be great. 21 would be great. Maybe try something for a week and then add on to it, right? So go, I'm going to try this for a week, and I might like this part of it and not that part of it. So I'm going to add this, take that away, but make a commitment for at least 21 days to do this and see how it affects your life. And then finally, consistency. And by that, I mean, life's going to happen. So sometimes I can't get to it right in the morning. I might do it in the middle of the day, but I'm going to do it because that makes a difference. Or let's say my day's going to be full. I got up late and I've only got 5 minutes. I'm going to do some part of it, or I'm going to do a condensed. So the rituals that I do, I can kind of expand or contract. And it just, or I'll break up some parts of it. I can only do this much of it. So I'll do this much of it in the morning, and then I'm going to catch up with the meditation in the afternoon. I'm going to make a commitment to do that. But it's just like working out. If I miss a day, right, I don't have a full hour to work out or full hour and a half, or I'm not going to be able to do the workout, but I'll do some cardio. I'll go for a walk. I'll do something to keep that in my awareness, to keep the momentum going, because we all know it's harder to stop and start. But if I just keep a little bit, so maybe today I can't do my full morning practice, but I'm going to do a little bit of it. I'm going to keep that a little bit of that taste going. That's going to help me to continue. So consistency. So those are the 5 steps to creating a morning ritual if you don't already have one. Now, I want to share with you kind of what I do in the morning. So the first thing I do, hydration, baby. I drink 2 glasses of water, 2 12 to 16 ounces glasses of water right off after I brush my teeth, right? That's so important that we get that hydration going. You've been asleep for 6 to 8 hours, hopefully 7 to 8 hours, and your body is dehydrated. So first thing in my morning ritual is to hydrate my body. Second, after I brush my teeth, hydrate my body, then I go to my altar and I light a candle and some incense. And I have 2 altars in my room. I was thinking of showing you, I don't know, I'd have to walk through the house and I don't know. The first thing I do is I go to my altar, and by the way, I want to say this. If you want to know how to set up your altar, I have a video that I did with my good friend Stefan Hoffman, who's our creative director at Rythmia. It's on the Rythmia YouTube channel. It's called Directional Healing Altar. If you go to YouTube and type in Directional Healing Altar, there's a great little video on how to set up your altar according to the ancient Hindu practice of Vatsu, which is order, balance, and harmony in your environment. It's like the Indian feng shui. Fatsu. So how to set up your altar. Check that video out, Directional Healing Altar. So I go to my altar, which is set up with the 5 elements: water, fire, air, earth, and space. And I light a candle. And the first altar is has the Buddha on it. And that's sort of, in lighting that candle, I acknowledge that which is real, that which is true, that which is unchanging. I'm acknowledging God. First of all, I light this candle, and it's a ritual that I do. And I acknowledge that there is something more than my identity. I acknowledge that which is true, unchanging, and real, the divine. And altar, a little altar, I call it the altar of the ancestors. I'll show you these at the end. I'll walk you through the altar of the ancestors. And the altar of the ancestors is my parents, my brother, all the folks that have passed away, my favorite aunt, my uncles, and I call on them. And there's a picture of Jesus there as well. And so it's really the acknowledgement that all of the ancestors, guides, saints, spirits, are all here, and I'm asking for their intercession. So I light a candle on the altar of the ancestors, and then I light incense. And I also am thinking of my ancestors. I'm thinking every day, my mother and my father. I'm so grateful. And by extension, the mother and the father, the masculine and the feminine, right? They're representations of the mother and the father. So I'm acknowledging that. Then I light incense. And incense is, in so many traditions, smoke carries your intentions into the creative medium, to God, right? So I'm lighting this incense. I'm creating now a beautiful space, candlelight. You can use an infuser, Susan, yes. Anything that brings you joy. I like the incense. I like the smell of the smoke, and I like that. Some people can't stand that. Cool. But I light incense. And then I do breath work. That's the first part. And I do breath work and spinal flexation. So I want to show you just a little bit about what I do. I'm going to back this up. So I sit down, and the first thing I do is hands flat on my knees, and I begin to move my spine around, and I breathe. As I come forward, I breathe through the nose. I do this 50 times in each direction. And then then I stop and I take a breath, and I just see what energy I've moved, waking up the spine little by little. I got this spinal flexation and breath work from a man, Tommy Rosen, who I really like. So I want to acknowledge that this part of my morning ritual is really, I learned from him. And so first it's the spinal rotation. I do that 50 times in each direction, breathing as I come forward. And then I do spinal tilt, from pelvic tilt. So I move my pelvic forward and backward, and I breathe. And I'm usually sitting cross-legged on the floor, moving my pelvis back and forth, tilting it back and forth, and placing my awareness on that spot that I'm moving, right? And then after about 50 times of that, I now bring it to the full, bringing my chest forward and chest backward. Now I'm bringing my whole spine into this movement, and I'm breathing. I do that for 50 times. And then after that, I stop and I breathe. I take a deep breath. I squeeze the pelvic floor and visualize the energy moving up my spine, up the back of my head to my crown. And I squeeze the pelvic floor, and I lift everything, and I hold the breath, and then I release. I do that a couple of times. And then there's, you bring your hands up to your shoulders, and your four fingers are in front, thumbs behind, and you do a spinal twist. This whole process, Tommy Rosen describes as moving the energy, the prana, up the spine, up into the pineal gland. And so I'm now doing the spinal twist, I've rotated my spine, I've done the tilt, I've now brought my whole spine in, and now I'm moving that energy up. I inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Do that spinal twist. I'm opening up every part of the spine and I'm breathing. And I'm lifting my eyes up to the third eye so that everything is lifting the energy. I do this 50 times. Stop, hold, breathe. And then I exhale. And then shoulder shrugs. Now we're moving the energy up further. I do that 50 times. And then simple neck rolls, maybe 3 or 4 times in each direction, breathing long, deep breaths as you move the neck gently. We crank our neck around so much. Yes, it is a Kundalini yoga practice. And okay, so do your spinal or your neck rolls each direction, gentle, and then come to a spot of stillness. Now I've done all of that and I just check in with my body. Just doing a few of these that I've done right now, I can feel the energy moving in my body. Now I'm waking up my body in the most respectful and gentle way, combining moving my spine with the breath and moving the energy up. This prepares me for meditation. This prepares me for meditation. And now there's a little bit more breath work with meditation. You can do any number of breaths with meditation, setting you up. There's, inhaling for 4, holding it for 4, exhaling for 4, holding it out for 4. Do that 10 times. You can do Nodishandana, which is the alternate nostril breathing. Take your left hand, thumb and forefinger together, place it on your left knee. In your right hand, take your ring finger and index finger to the pad. Now you take your thumb and your ring finger, and you inhale on your left, close off the left, exhale on the right, inhale on the right, close off the right, exhale on the left. That's 1 round. Alternate nostril breathing. It balances the brain. It oxygenates the blood. I do that 10 times. You could do a simple, like I said, count in 4, hold for 4, exhale, hold it out for 4. Any sort of breath that you can do, I do that 10 or 15 or 20 times, and then just drift into deep meditation. However long. That whole process for me, I devote about 30 minutes to. From lighting the candle, actually probably 35, lighting the candle, altar of the ancestors, my altar, lighting the incense, sitting down, doing the breath work, the spinal flexation, all the way through my meditation. So all of that takes me about 30, 35 minutes. And then after meditation, and this is one of the things that I've really had to work on, is I'm not a great journaler. I am not affirming that. I am an outstanding journaler, and I'm getting better every day at journaling. And so I have my journal, and I just take a minute and write what came through in meditation. I want to establish my intention is a robust journaling practice. My intention is to establish a robust journaling. Now that actually doesn't work. I'm not following my own advice. Do you see? My intention is to establish. That means it's in the future. I'm going to establish. So what quality would I have if I already had a great journaling practice? The quality would be, how would I feel? I would feel very confident that I've established this practice, and I would feel joyful, and I would feel committed. So my intention is for a joyful, committed morning journal practice, something around those lines. So I journal right after the meditation. And then if you have time, read something. What a great time to fill your mind with something to read. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, read something. That practice then sets you up for the day. And then after that, nourish your body. I personally tend to fast until lunch. So a glass of water, a cup of coffee, a nice cup of tea, breakfast if you want, but definitely water. Get some more water. Hydrate the body. Start your body off hydrating. That's my morning ritual. I would love to share with, if anybody has any questions, you can direct message me. Let's see what's going on with everybody. My brother wants to reserve a vacation for the next month. Is it possible? Absolutely. Call the number on the screen. I think Shelly said yes. Thank you, Shelly, for being a great ambassador for Rythmia, and they'll tell you all about it. We'd love to have you, brother. And I'm going to be there in March. I'd love to meet you because you're constantly present on these talks, and I'm so grateful for your presence. I'm so grateful for all of your presence. And I love Shelly's lighting an incense in the shower. Jill, yes, you're right. Kundalini. Transcendental meditation is awesome. I would recommend that you try all sorts of meditations, David, but definitely transcendental meditation is a wonderful practice. Absolutely. 3 rounds of Wim Hof to a barrel of water in our backyard. Daniel, that sounds awesome, brother. And when Susan, I hope you're there soon. Info for direct message is John Jacob Mubarak on Instagram or Facebook. John Jacob Mubarak. And here, let me do this so you can see how to spell my name. There you go. Yes, direct message me. I'm happy to share with you more routines, and we can talk about intention setting, etc. Jen, music, and don't forget to dance. Yes, when we dance. Thank you. It's Hebrew for Hannah. Hannah, thank you. You know, I'm John in Arabic is Hannah. So are you Hannah or Hannah? Perfect. So Hannah, thank you. Thank you for all your kind words. Jen, I agree with you. Dancing is the movement of the spirit. It animates the body, just like the breath work. Yes, yes, yes. So those are my practices. I'm so happy to share with you guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And I am just standing in a deep knowing that we are all on the path of continuous unfoldment, led to an ever-increasing good, to ever-widening fields of awareness and an ever deeper connection with God, the source of all of life, the oneness, the unified field, that which is true, eternal, and unchanging. This is the truth. I know that you are all guided by an infinite intelligence, that you are guarded by an infinite love, and that you are sourced by an infinite power. Absolutely. And so it is. Thank you, Dorota. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Enoch number 9. Love you all. Have a beautiful day. Peace.